We're the only ethanol plant in the state of North Carolina. Everything we can make, there's a ready market for it, ready to take it.
Most businesses spend a lot of time focused on sales and marketing strategies. But at this manufacturing plant, they don't need fancy sales pitches. The market for ethanol is ready-made. What they do focus on is production. And right now, this plant can produce 60 million gallons a year.
Ethanol is a fuel additive. It's derived from the starch out of corn. We convert the starch to sugar and go to the fermentation process. It's really more or less it's just a king-size bootleg operation.
A yeasty fermentation smell in the air gives you your first clue that this is a giant high-tech moonshine operation. Ethanol is very similar to drinking alcohol, but it's not intended for human consumption. Non-toxic, water-soluble, and biodegradable, it has the potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from automobiles by as much as 30% compared to fossil-based fuels. Hoke County beat out 3 other locations for this plant. Plenty of land, a good water supply, and rail access convinced Clean Burn Fuels to build in Rayford.
When the idea came about to do Clean Burn, we wanted to find strategic partners who were going to both invest in Hoke County and make Clean Burn the type of enterprise that was not only going to be a job creator itself, but was going to bring other job creators along with it.
It was a thought at one time, and of course today it's come to fruition, and it's summed up into 3 words: jobs, jobs, jobs. Anytime you can create jobs and create infrastructure for the county, it's just a great thing.
So far, Clean Burn has created about 50 jobs, with a commitment to eventually add 50 more. One of its strategic partners, Waccamaw Transport, hired additional employees as a result of the new plant. Waccamaw supplies the tanker trucks and drivers that distribute the ethanol. Waccamaw built a new maintenance and transport facility just down the road from Clean Burn Fuels.
To put a new facility here, we knew that they're going to need a reliable transport partner on a long-term basis who already had a lot of experience in it. And as Clean Burn grows, as Hoke County grows, we want to be there with them.
These cars hold 3,500 bushels of corn. So there is a conveyor under the floor here. And so as that drops through, the conveyor will convey it to those large bins you see.
Corn is the key ingredient at this plant. About 45,000 bushels arrive every day.
We hope to draw somewhere around 4 million bushel maybe out of the local area, but then the bulk of the rest of our grain will have to come from the Midwest, because we'll consume 22 million bushel of corn a year.
North Carolina doesn't produce enough corn to supply the plant, and many see that as an opportunity for area farmers.
It gives them another competitive market for their grain, and then also it's a market for the feed ingredient in the area as well for our co-products.
There are 2 main co-products created during the ethanol production process: carbon dioxide and dried distiller's grain, or DDG. Distiller's grain is the fraction of the corn kernel that remains after the starch is converted to ethanol.
This is our dried distiller's grains after it's ran through our process.
Distiller's grain is made up of proteins, fat, vitamins, and minerals found naturally in the corn kernel, making it a valuable livestock and poultry feed. About 18 pounds of DDG are produced for each bushel of corn converted to ethanol.
We will take 22 million bushels a year. We will convert that into alcohol, and we will give back to the feed people 7 or 8 million bushels of grain. So we've had a net effect of about 14 million bushels, but we've converted that to 60 million gallons of ethanol.
This tells us how much grain we're putting in the process.
It's about a 60-hour turn from the time the corn is unloaded and hits the hammer mill. The corn is ground, cooked at 255 degrees where it's liquefied. From liquefaction, it moves to fermentation, and then to distillation. Computers monitor the equipment and lab technicians test the product at each critical juncture of the manufacturing process.
We watch very closely the first 24 hours of our process, meaning of the fermenters. Because if we see something wrong in that period of time, we still have time to make a correction or to do something about it.
As America looks for ways to reduce its dependence on foreign oil, Clean Burn Fuels and Hoke County see more potential for the ethanol market.
As you know, we're one of the fastest growing counties in the state of North Carolina. And of course, anytime you can create jobs from an economic standpoint, any job is a good job, but when you can create good paying jobs, that's good for the local economy, and that's good for our citizens.
We hope to have some more investment, co-investment like this in the next couple of years, and also hope to increase the size of our plant. So for those of you here from Hoke County, we plan to have Clean Burn be the gift that keeps on giving.